What's up, everyone? It's your boy Normatico, and we are going to be doing a modding, well, I should say demodding session. And eventually, I'm going to be doing a live panel discussion with people. I'm wearing my glasses so I can actually read the comments in the chat. Yeah, this is middle of the week, and figured what better way to make the week go faster than, yeah. So, there we go. That being said, I'm getting messaged here, so I will be kind of trying to respond to some messages. Let me see if I can actually load up my messenger on the computer that I have in front of me real quick, so we can do this because I've opened up a link via StreamYard to have people join in whenever they'd like to. So that's what we're trying to do here and trying to organize it because sometimes people can have issues with getting into StreamYard, especially if they don't know how to do it. So that is what I'm trying to do here. I'm using StreamYard because that way I can actually host multiple people via YouTube. And then if they have other social media that they'd like to post it to, they could share it to that as well. Because again, this is all about going to getting out to people. So oh, let me see here. Huh. Oh boy, I guess I'm gonna have to stop this real quick. What's going on, Builder BB? So for those of you guys watching, if someone can, I wish I could tell people, don't message me when I send you a link. Figure it out because I'm getting people messaging me on my phone, which is going to kill the live stream. So I'm trying to log on to Facebook Messenger on this computer, and it's giving me issues because it's not wanting to log on here. So we're not going to restore messages. And yeah, so let me just put this in this chat here. StreamYard. There we go. So there we go. What's going on, General Strife? So today, again, it's going to be a demodding and or modding session as well. Around 9 o'clock, I'm going to be changing gears. We're going to be doing a um, a roundtable discussion, so to speak, just about the state of the hobby and the modding community, especially the recent news that's been going on regarding Xbox versus the creators of the Smiley. I believe it's Heath Pants and Mighty Shrub. There's been a lot of a lot of back and forth on what's been going on with that, and I can give some insight from a legal standpoint and from a designer standpoint as well. What my thoughts are on this. So let me go and actually add some to the stage real quick. So there we go. I believe that we should be having somebody else joining me shortly. And that is it's Cillian, who also does modifications. He's based out of Arizona. And he could also probably give some ideas. Well, he's been around the block a couple of times when it comes to the modding community and has been seen his fair share of fuckery, if we will. So, but right now, what I'm actually doing today, like I said, it's a D-mod, not an actual mod, because of the fact that I'm being very cheap and I want to recycle parts. So we have a modded Ultra Amp. This is a dual stage. And nothing against Kuriaka when they designed this. I just didn't find it to be as good of a design as I wanted it to be. So I'm going to be taking it apart and just stripping the parts that I need for another blaster. Um, so I have a couple of Lokis in here and some pulsars that I can use in another blaster if I needed to. So that's what we're gonna do. I do apologize ahead of time if you hear any whining in the background. That's the joys of having a German Shepherd. She whines a lot about everything. So, uh, AJ, you've actually seen the German Shepherd, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. She likes to be very vocal and be loud sometimes. So, but that being said, regarding the mods, the modding community in the state of the hobby right now, guys, I've expressed this before to people, and I'm gonna say it again. And BB, you and I had a little interaction during one of my comments in YouTube land, and I'll be honest with you. I think that you're in agreement with me that we have Texas as well, guys. I believe that we have the same opinion that as modders, uh, the modding community is in a lot of trouble right now. Um, the impetus to tinker has been, I don't know, it's not been there for a lot of people lately. I don't know what's going on, but I've noticed that a lot of people are resorting to, if it's not a drop-in kit, they don't want to do anything. And I feel like it's killing a lot of blaster designs. And a lot of the people who are new to the hobby, especially, who started out when Worker was already a thing, they have not, I don't want to say that they haven't cut their teeth yet. Um, yes, exactly. They have they've been quick to jump on the, oh, this is crap, because no one has taken the time to take something and make it better, and they're waiting for people who are frankly no longer even in the hobby for the most part, to do something to show them the way rather than them leading the way. And I feel like what that has led to is a downgrade in some of the designs that we've seen coming out, when it comes to blasters. Now, what do I mean by that? I will start off by saying, and I'm not defending the darts, but I'm going to defend the series. The N series blasters were exactly what we wanted. We just didn't know, and we didn't take the time to actually do stuff with those blasters to make them what we wanted them to be. We expected them to be created that way by Hasbro right off the bat, because we've gotten spoiled, like I said in the past, by companies like Dart Zone, and even by Xshot to an extent. I'm not defending the N1 darts. No, I'm not defending the N1 darts. The N1 darts were bad. Um, I believe that they're not as bad as people would like to say, because they're looking through them through the glasses of the half darts that are available from Dart Zone. But I will say that if you look at it from a different lens, and I've always told people this, if you look at them from the lens of what did we have before created by Hasbro, the N1 Dart wasn't really that bad. Now, I will say that all of them are a downgrade from what was the best dart ever designed by Hasbro, and that would be the AccuStrike Elites, followed by the AccuStrike Ultra Darts. However, that's neither here nor there. The PS is coming out all starting to look like the Harpoon. I just hold on. Let me see what you're saying there. I can't really read that on this small screen. Look at the big screen. Oh, you're liking Lidl stuff now. Yeah, Lidl does it for me when it comes to the 3D printing. I'll be honest with you. He pushes the boundaries of what you can do with low hardware. And based on what I'm seeing next of him, this new design that he's testing out and is going to launch hopefully by next month, which means that I'll probably have it built. within a week or two after it's launched. He's recording like 280 FPS with it, and it's a string-powered plunger tube base blaster that's supposed to be a bolt action like the Quinlan. So, AJ, no, there are no N1 leaks. In fact, the last news is that N1 is gone. It is done. Dunzo, bye bye, sayonara. We are going back to elite standards. Which, congratulations, as I said, the hobbyists played themselves by this, because with the N1 going away and going back to elite standards, that means that we're going back to the caps of 75 FPS on those blasters, because they're not going to make them stronger. And if you take a look at it, we will see that the blasters that have already launched are nothing but Elite 2.0 reshells. We're waiting on Rebel Mech to launch. I believe those are coming next month or in July. But again, I'm telling you right now, we are not going to see 90 FPS standard from Hasbro for standard length darts ever. No way, no how. That's not the N1 darts or the Ultra darts. They're just not going to do it. I if they do, or is it Rebel Merc, whatever the heck, Rebel Mech, Rebel Merc, Rebel Ops, whatever the heck, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, Rebel Ops, Rebel Merc, Rebel Mech, Rebel Male, Cyberpunk, whatever the heck it's called. Honestly, I'm not as excited about that line as other people are, because again, I'm going to say it right now. Here's what's going to happen. And I hate that I'm going to be like this, but I'm going to be like this. The hobby is going to fawn over these blasters. We're going to get by them. And literally the first person that's going to say, oh, it's crap, is going to be either Walcom or Drac. That's it. It's going to be, that's what's going to happen. It's crap. And the rest of the hobby community is going to be like, oh, it's crap, before they even try to do anything with it. What we're going to see here is that we're going to see a return back to Elite 2.0, or it'll be Elite 3.0, so to speak. And we're going to see that they're going to cut corners. I don't suspect that Hasbro is going to try to do anything, when it comes to using all metal parts, like actual metal springs again. I don't see that happening. I do see them going back to using solvent welding on certain parts because of the fact that they don't need to. And again, this is nothing against Drac or Walcom. Nothing against them. They are being honest, because they're judging the blasters compared to what is available in the market. They're not going to judge them for what they are. What we'll probably hear is that it's okay for a gimmick. So there you go. Unless, of course, and again, I will call out Walcom on this, he gets it for free, at which point in time he might fawn over it. But again, that's only observation. I don't know Walcom, and I'm saying this with a chuckle. This is not an insult. This is just an observation. He seems to give positive reviews whenever it's more given to him for free. He's more critical when he buys something. So, but again, that's neither here nor there. So, rival blasters, honestly, you are correct. They should bring them back. I hope that they do. I wish that they would actually bring back rival, because we need something to fill that in between gap. So, Reacher and methane juice variants don't need a Hasbro shell blaster. You're not lying there, Builder. You're not lying there at all, BB. I do agree with you there. I think that we don't need to see a remix of Reacher. Frankly, what we need to see less of the 3D printed designs making it to the hobby, and more the 3D printed designs trying to emulate what is already there in the store shelves and making it better. For example, what I would like to see is, I don't know, more of what Lidl does, to be honest, because Lidl will take something and say, hey, let me turn this into a stringer that works really good performance. So stripe, it's yes, we kind of would like to see that with the skewer, honestly, but not quite. I would like to see more of the opposite of that. I want to see the 3D printed community take something, take a design that exists and make it better. So that's what I would like to see, not someone relying on the um, the 3D printed designs and then Hasbro doing a cheap knockoff of it. So if you guys will excuse me 1 minute, please. Sorry about that. There's somebody in the background that's rousing up the dogs. I'm telling them to leave the area. Go, please. So, anyways, so an injection molded breacher. So you're talking about something that uses silly shells or something that uses shells? Because yeah, evil dad norm strikes is what happens when you have a child with ADHD who can't sit still but wants to be in the same room as I'm doing live, and then choose to play around in the background and make noise. I'm like, dude, stop. So, anyways, um, yeah. So an injection molded breacher. Are you talking about like an injection molded breacher, as in something that uses silly shells that's injection molded, or what? Angry dad face. Yeah, I've perfected angry dad face. It's definitely the look of, really, is this what's happening right now? Like, WTF, dude. Um, so that is one, honestly, CR, that if we could see, if, and I know that I said I would rather see the hobby, the 3D printers. Sorry, the oh gosh, confused. Okay, I know that I would just rather see the 3D printing community take designs from Hasbro and make them better, as opposed to vice versa. That is one where I would be okay with, because again, no one silly created the silly shell ecosystem, and it would be cool. I will admit, it would be cool to see a silly shell version of an injection molded blaster, because again, you use multiple ammo types, and that would be neat. If we could get a one blaster to rule them all situation with all the different ammo types, that would be fantastic. um, but again, my issues with Breacher is, I'll be honest with you. I was not impressed with the Breacher. I got to play with it when one was sent to me, so I could take care of it to fix it. Um, I thought that I did an okay job fixing it. However, apparently the person who received it was still having issues with it. So it's like, okay, that's just a design issue at this point, or a user issue. I'm not going to be a jerk about it, but I will personally say, "Hey, what's going on, backyard?" So I will say that the Breacher was a design that I'm not, I'm really not impressed with it, guys. I look at Breacher, and all I can say after playing with Breacher is, how is it that somebody who designed stringers made a better version of what Breacher does, that costs $20, versus Breacher, which, if you to get it made, is over 300. To buy just the hardware kit from Out of Darts is over 100, and you're looking at about $40 in filament. So you're looking at a bare minimum of $150 after shipping to build a Breacher, versus $25 at the most. So, how is it that we're able to do this? Again, because of that, I'm not really impressed with Breacher. I'm okay. So it did work. Okay, good. I'm glad, at least, because I put through like at least 100 shots through the breacher, that particular breacher, and it worked fine. So like, I'm sorry that it didn't. It took him a little bit more to get it to work, but yeah, I mean, I also know that based on conversations I had with that person, um, you can't pretend to prime something that's plastic like you would an actual real steel weapon, and that's the God's honest truth. So, you know, um, as for Lidl making things better, AJ, I will say this: I have absolute respect for Bruce, for Lidl. He does incredible work. I feel, and again, this is going to sound like I'm the head of the Lidl fan brigade, but I'm not. Um, and I would say that Lidl Lidl is probably one of the most underappreciated, hardworking designers in this hobby. Um, and I will also say that Ghost Manta is right up there as well. Um, Basically because whenever you see something, you see designs that are by Silly Butts. Silly will tease a design and he's like, "Hey, I'm working on this," and it takes him about a year and a half to work on it. And then you get like the Breacher, because the Breacher was teased before the launch of the Battle Axe, and then oh, guys, here's the thing. Let me move my camera around. Those are all Lidl designs. That is my wall of Lidls. I have the Hush 2. I've built 3 Hush 2s. And it is a fantastic design. See, AJ, you found something that I didn't even know it could do, which was do the long darts. I'll be honest, the Hush 2, with a properly tuned string, is probably more fun than the Fury X. And I love the Fury X. Plus, it doesn't have the mag issue, so there's that. And it hits right around the same. I believe that every single Hush 2 that I've built averages in the 120s, with the Nerf Pro darts. So, and if you use fresher darts, like brand new out of the box darts, you can hit like 130. So there's that. But that being said, it is almost time for the 9 o'clock. So people will hopefully be able to hop on here. We are going to be adding people on here whenever they invite. I sent out a link for those who are watching. If you do want a link, message me via Facebook. Oh, so for those who are wondering what Cyclops Warrior is talking about, Bill, I actually built him the Carney Rex blaster. I'm glad you were able to find out what was wrong with it, because when he described it to me in the email about the spring, the catch spring, I think I know what you were talking about because that was a finicky part in particular. So AJ, we can show faces. We don't have to show faces. If you don't want to show a face, that's fine. You are a handsome dude though, so why not show your pretty little face? I'm joking. But yeah. This is something that, again, during this discussion, I wanted to keep it civil, because we are going to be talking about a sensitive subject, somebody that I respect wholeheartedly, especially as a designer. And I'm going to try to keep it very civil, give my 2 thoughts about things, because there have been certain things that have been said recently, and frankly, I don't think it's fair for the person who it was said about. Um, and yeah, because of the fact that I do classify myself now as a designer and as a modder as well, and as a tinkerer, and as a business person as well. I can kind of give both sides of things here, so it's going to be an interesting discussion. Yes, obviously, I am going to mention the Xbox and uh, s- uh, Heath Pants Smiley situation as well as Mighty Shrub. Um, and mind you, some of the things I'm going to say delve into the speculation factor. Some things might not be. Um, but again, I plan on keeping it very civil during this discussion. That's what I want. I would like to actually have it be brought up with people so we can share thoughts. That way, it's not all on a text chat or anything like that. And who knows? Maybe we can learn about it, because that is what we should be doing as a community: is exchanging ideas, even if they're differing opinions, and learning from each other. Because you know that's the way it should be done, instead of turning it into mudslinging and he said she said. So, given that I tend to have a pretty level head about things, um, and I've kind of garnered a reputation for being Switzerland in a lot of situations, in the sense that I can just, moderate myself and my opinions and look things from a separate standpoint. I'd like to have that on here. Just drink a monster. You're in a mudslinging mood. Oh boy. Oh, this is not good. This is good. Maybe this I picked the wrong person. But again, well, I invite people to say their mind. Just let's keep it civil, and don't get me blacklisted in the hobby, please. No, that's fine. Um, See, this was, by the way, I'll show you guys. This is what the inside went. Oh, damn, look at that. It all fell out. But it was a clean mod there for a second. Clean little soldering jobs. It was all nice wire management. That's what I loved about the amp. Oh, man. All right, so this was interesting. I have so many of these Ultra amps. I could literally just throw this away and not miss it, which is what I'm going to do. No, it does not shoot Ultra. I did the half dark conversion for it. And quite honestly, I wasn't too thrilled with the way it worked, so I am getting rid of it. I'm going to scrap these parts, and I'm going to reuse the motors and the flywheels in something else. So, you know, yeah, this cage. It's so funny story about this cage. Let me go get something here real quick because I'm not at my workbench. Oh gosh. So, funny story about this blaster, and it's those who know me know that I love the Ultra series. It's my guilty pleasure. I love me an Ultra blaster. The Ultra amp was probably the first one my first actual Strife modification, because of the fact that it is basically a Strife version in Ultra form. Um, damn, that's not wanting to clip. There we go. So when I first started doing flywheel mods, um, I saw that Out of Darts had a cage for the Ultra. Me not knowing anything, like anything when it came to flywheel cages or anything like that, I'd never modded a flywheel before. I ordered the Ultra cage thinking, oh man, this will work for Ultra Darts. And then I saw it, I was like, there's no way to fit this Ultra through here. And I was like, oh, it's for half darts. Yeah. So the half dart kit was not available on to purchase. So I was like, all right, for the 3D printed files yet. So I had this cage that was just waiting, and like, all right, what am I gonna do with this? I don't know. Um, and then finally, when I started doing 3D printing, I found the GitHub that Curie had, where he had those files, and I was like, all right, let me download the files now, and I printed out the rest of the modification. um, which was kind of silly when I think about it, because like when I got it to work, I was like, man, this is kind of a pain in the butt, because the magazine doesn't sit properly on there. I'm like, all right, yeah, I want something better. So um, it's never really been used. I got like 180 out of it, and I'm like, all right, people are getting other better numbers than I am with this, so maybe it's a flywheel issue, maybe it's something else, um, maybe it's Maybelline. So yeah, there we have it. I ended up just shelving it, and now I want the parts. So now instead of having to spend $30 on motors and $40 on flywheels, actually closer to what, $32 on flywheels and $30 on motors, so $62. I'll just recycle these parts. So yeah. And if I ever want to do it again in the future, I can just 3D print my own cage, because yeah, I dare say that my print quality is better than what the Out of Darks is pushing out lately. So, but that's another conversation for another day. Now, that being said, it is almost 9 o'clock. Those who want to actually hop and be part of the actual roundtable discussion, feel free. I have one person waiting in the queue right now. I'm going to bring him up. I'm going to add him to the stage. It is John C. For the Arizona Blaster Group and Mod Shop. Here.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good, because I haven't been on social media for so long at this point, it hurts.
Gotcha. Well,
for this kind of stuff.
Gotcha. I understand. So everyone in the chats, this is Jonathan Cillian. He's with the Arizona Mod Shop. John, was it easy to get on via StreamYard?
Yeah, it's just like one click and you get a couple questions asked and you're good.
Okay, can y'all hear John as well?
I got a good mic. I don't know why it wouldn't work. Thanks.
Awesome. Okay, good. So y'all can hear him. Perfect. I just wanted to make sure that StreamYard was working correctly. I did put the link out there. CR, I sent you the link. I know I sent you that directly. AJ, I sent you the link directly. Everyone that was part of the Gentry chat, I sent as well. I did even send one out to Milo's mods. Hopefully he'll join in as well, because I know that he has opinions regarding the state of the hobby right now.
Oh boy, does he!
What?
Oh boy, does he! Like I do.
Oh yeah, I will tell you guys. He has a reputation in the hobby, and there's a reason why I enjoy chatting with him. He's gruff. He's very to the point. He's no nonsense. He may come across as offensive sometimes. However, I will tell you one thing: I respect it, because you will know exactly where you stand with him. He has an aversion to stupidity. That's what I've learned. So it's one of those things that he's interesting to talk to. But anyways, and Bill, yes, you are exactly correct. Recycle, reuse. Yeah, that's the key. Because if you don't recycle and reuse, you better be a rich man in a poor man's world when it comes to this hobby. John, you're nodding your head.
Those flywheels can get expensive. When I used to buy them out of darts, they were like $25, $26, I think, for a pair. They could have been a little cheaper.
I believe that the Pulsars are 17 per pair.
Oh, I was talking about the regular Kuraka flywheels.
Yeah, if you do, no, I believe Pulsars are 16.
Original.
Keplers are 17. And then if you use the new ones from Katama Crew, they're like $22 for the pair.
Well, they got it on the action finally, huh?
Yeah. I've learned to become a very big fan of the worker flywheels that are a lot less expensive. than the Daybreaks and the Kuryakas, only because of the fact that I don't notice that much of a performance drop. And here's the thing: where I play, we play 150 and 250 rounds, and a single stage flywheel with the right cage setup with a worker flywheel gets to that 150 without a problem. Daybreak, yeah, you might be getting 170, 180, but then you're out of cap. So
it's all about that dart grip. I'll tell you.
What?
That dart grip, the concavity of the flywheels really matters.
You're right, it does. But again, what's the point if you can't use your blaster in the games that you're playing because it's too hot and not competitive enough to keep up with everyone else at 250?
I don't know why yours was so low power. I was listening to it earlier when you were talking about a dual stage with those motor setups or that kind of motor setup and those flywheels. You should be getting way more FPS.
Yeah, I should be getting like 200 with it. But, again, we're going to bring up AJ now. What's going on, AJ?
Not much, man. I'm stuck in Lansing, Michigan right now on my way back to Pennsylvania.
Oh, I've heard about you. Are you on the road?
Yep. I'm at a flying J.
I kind of know how that feels. I'm a independent. I'm not independent. I work for the state lottery technically, so I'm on the road all the time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But by the way, those of you who are part of the roundtable discussion, you do not have to share any relevant details what you do outside of the hobby. That is entirely up to you. I don't want anyone to dox themselves on social media or get in trouble with their employer, because we may say certain things on this live that people might be like, "Oh gosh, John, I didn't know that that's what you were really like," or "AJ, man, I didn't know that's what you were really like." So again, you don't have to say who you like, what you do in real life. If you want to share, it is entirely up to you. Okay, I'm not going to put anyone on the spot like that.
It's okay.
That being said, do not ask me what I do in my real life. You two actually know what I do. However, please don't mention that because of what I just said. So,
mine's kind of true. I work for a company that does stuff with it. So, but they're hard. I'm wearing the picture of it. Oh well.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't care though.
Yeah, I have to represent. I represent my company anywhere I go. So, there we go.
Yeah, my company's my company's well aware of my disdain for them and their equipment, so it's cool.
That works.
I know that used to feel.
Yeah. So that being said, it is 9:00. Let's go and actually jump on here. Bill, this will actually stay on Facebook. I'm gonna let this live be on Facebook. You can watch it here. That's not a problem at all. And if you wanted to join and then have to drop off, that's okay too. Again, this is for everybody. That's why I put it in the Gentry chat. I want people to be able to take advantage of it, and that way we can all talk in real time, and not just have to do chats. So, that being said, let's go and actually start off what I was talking about regarding the state of the hobby. John, I know that you were waiting in the background. Did you have anything to add?
I got lots to say.
What?
I got lots to say.
Okay, so do you think anything that I said was wrong there regarding the tinkering aspect of things?
No, I was more so saying, things haven't changed. They have changed. I am what you would call, well, I guess what some people call, Sean calls it this, Milo's mods. That's just her name.
Yeah, I was going to say, please use his YouTube handle. He's very sensitive about that.
I didn't know. Milo's mods calls me a Gen 1 or a Nerf Gen 1 modder. I mod primarily, and have been modding primarily when I was doing it, Elite 1.0, which is obviously N-Strike Elite, N-Strike. I had some 2.0 stuff, which was the refresh, like the motor strikes. I didn't like the clips and the screw combo, but sometimes I would get into them. I do some basic Busby, basically anything. Oh, of course, darts up. Anything in that realm I would do and touch. I'm not a big fan of 3D printing when it comes to the whole blaster. I would do some parts for blasters for add-ons, like battery trays, covers, muzzles, silence, like suppressors, kind of like a Milson kind of person when it comes to this stuff, I will be honest. And then I would do also other parts, like anything that wasn't structural. I would do that too, or wasn't severely reliant on structural. So a lot of 3D printed parts. That's my thing.
That's not a problem. Real quick, hold on one second. I'm sorry. Bill, did you want to actually come up here? If you want to message me on Facebook, or I can actually email you a link. Would you like to join up and actually talk in real time, or did you want to stay in chat? It is entirely up to you. Just let me know what you'd like to do. It's kind of funny because you mentioned that you're doing your Air National Guard. I kind of figured as much based on an email that you sent me recently, that you were something along those lines. You know exactly who I work with, because of what I sent along with the musket blaster, to add as extra padding, so to speak. So, but if you want a link to the StreamYard, I'll be more than happy to email that to you. Just let me know what you want to do. So AJ, how about yourself though? Like, what is your experience in the hobby?
I started like a little over a year and a half ago, I guess, and I didn't know modding actually could be extended to just repairing things, and that's how I started. I started getting thrifts, and then watching a couple videos on how to repair and possibly upgrade with little to no money involved. So, and then it just kind of, once the necessity part wore off, then it started to become more interest. Like, can this thing go a little faster? Can it be a little bit more, I don't know, streamlined? Can it shoot other, calibers? And so at this point, I guess I'm just above a newbie, maybe a novice, in that I know how to repair quite a few things, and if not, then I just open it up and understand the mechanics behind a lot of the blasters, and like what A plus B equals C. Well, B is missing. What can I do to fill that gap? And but the rest of my experience is basically from being like held with kid gloves by people like you, and like Big Lord with Kern County Foam Flingers and CR Nerf, sending me things, or giving suggestions, or showing me exactly what needs to be done. I guess I didn't even know that like you needed a high crush cage for flywheelers to go faster. I just watched like Mag 212's like videos, or Fomando's
throwback.
Yeah,
that is a throwback.
Yes. So I didn't like, and then they were, they started saying, Big Lord was like, oh yeah, you need 18 gauge wire, and I'm like, what? I've just been like twisting wires together to bypass things, and understand a little bit of the electronics. So I'm just above that point, and a lot of other, so when we're in the chats, I see Norm telling me about different flywheels, different motors, and I'm like, yeah. Norm, what are they talking about? Like, what? I didn't know what a Kepler motor was or anything like that. But you guys are slowly bringing me along, which I'm very, very appreciative. I think I got very lucky in meeting a really good bunch of people in the hobby. So yeah.
So I'm gonna say make a
Sounds
joke here.
Pretty recently.
What?
What
was that, John?
You got the itch pretty recently.
Yeah.
You got the itch pretty recently.
I'm gonna say this right here. I'm gonna make the joke. Those who watch like classic horror movies, will understand when I say one of us, Ubu Gaba, one of us. That's from the movie Freaks. And it's because I make the joke now that I'm pretty sure I was misdiagnosed as not being autistic as a child, because because there's a perfect circle between a fascination with Lego, Nerf, and video games, and that's autism.
Star Wars.
And Star Wars, and that's
too.
autism.
Yeah.
And I fit in that perfect circle, I think. So I'm pretty sure it's and it turns into one of those, oh, you like my hobby? Here, let's talk about it endlessly for a little bit. And that's a very autistic thing to do.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that I'm definitely on that spectrum somewhere, high functioning.
Yeah. Well, back then it was very black and white. Either you are or aren't. Now it's there's the whole spectrum. It's shades of different colors. So yeah, like it might have been a yes or no with one specific box, but now there's
Yeah.
several boxes. So yeah. I'm
Yep.
not saying and YouTube, I'm not a licensed clinical person. So don't take my word for it. But
you nailed it on the head. I as someone that's on the spectrum myself, I 100% agree.
Yeah, well, raising two boys, all up to 18 that were both on the spectrum. I've got a really good education in the whole thing as it progressed. So, okay, I'm sorry, man. Let's get back to Nerf. I apologize.
No. That's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. Again, this is one of those things where, for anyone who's listening, we are speaking about this very respectfully. This is not poking fun of anybody who has any condition or anything like that. Point of order right now, and I hate to tokenize him, but John is actually diagnosed autistic. And it's one of those things where I look at him and I'm like, dude, like him and I have had conversations. Like John and I have had conversations for a while now.
Little special.
And he's the one that made me look at myself and be like, man, you know what? I think I might be in that spectrum, because him and I share a lot of things, just minus some of the social awkwardness. So it's like, all right.
Yeah. Oh, I see how it is.
John, you're socially awkward. I'm sorry.
I was in a lot of those parent groups for my kids, and I was the only one in the group that wasn't crying. I was the one that was like, why are you guys upset? This is like a superpower. I wish I could take a pill and get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, hey, depending on what conspiracy hole you jump in on, just go get a couple more COVID shots. Yeah.
Take some aspirin,
Yeah. Yeah, but anyways, back to the hobby. So
I'm crooked.
Let's go ahead and actually jump right into the elephant in the room. I mentioned this earlier that I wanted to touch on this subject. Obviously, I can come from the aspect of somebody who designs things and who sells things. But obviously, I would be interested in your guys as consumers as well. What your take is with what is going on currently with Xbox games and with Mighty Shrub and Heath Pants. Now, I'm going to start by saying that I have never bought something from Xbox games before. I have bought things that have someone else had that was from Xbox that has been gifted to me, but I have not paid him any money whatsoever. I do not know Joe Fox directly. I do not know him very well. I've spoken to him one time recently, and that was to make a joke. So that is where I'm coming from when I say these things. I also do not know Heath Pants. I don't know Mighty Shrub at all in person. So that's where I'm coming from. This is I'm truly neutral when it comes to this. I don't have a dog in this fight, so to speak. But you guys both know about what happened, correct? I'm assuming.
No,
I got a little bit of the gist. Yeah.
Okay. So from my understanding of the situation, this is based on what I was watching from Chris Cartea's video, based on the rumor mill that is the hobby, unfortunately, because we're all a whole bunch of
get ugly pretty fast, by the way. That rumor mill.
What?
That rumor mill gets ugly fast. I know from personal experience.
Exactly. So that being said, what I've been able to gather based on the videos that were done by Chris Cartea is that Heath Pants and Mighty Shrub reached out to Xbox, or basically started saying stuff about Xbox, because Xbox took an individual part from their blaster, the Smiley, and did a modification to it where he took calipers, or they believe that he ripped off their design and made it into an all metal CNC version, and then started to sell it for the Smiley. And it was labeled in the listing for the Smiley and other 3D, and other bolt action blasters. The Smiley being the flavor of the week, so to speak, but whatever. Apparently they had a problem with that and started going on different forums, from what I understood, telling people that Xbox was stealing designs, was just started slandering Xbox. What?
It's the usual. Who in the month's gonna ask who's stealing whose design? Okay, I've been around the hobby since 2016. This is nothing new. This has gone on from every echelon of the part of the hobby. And is there merit to it? Is what it usually comes down to. The other thing that comes down to is there royalties involved that can be worked out? And the other thing that can also be included is, was it malicious? That's what it usually is. The most important thing in these arguments is malicious.
And
it's stupid.
The other thing that happened recently, and now from a legal standpoint, I can address on this one, but later on. But I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. Is that Xbox apparently sent a C&D, a cease and desist letter, had a cease and desist letter sent to Heath Pants and Mighty Shrub, or one over the other. I'm not sure which one.
Wow.
But apparently,
that's a first.
Yeah, but apparently during this letter, they dead named one of the individuals because apparently one of the individuals may be transgendered. I'm not here to talk about that aspect of things.
Joe did, or Heath and Shrub did?
Joe did, supposedly.
Well, if it's their legal name, it makes sense.
Apparently now people, I've heard people address it to me, accusing him of being transphobic because of it, and I'm like,
here we go again.
Exactly.
No one learned the situation from what happened with Jade and Foamdemic. I have personal experience with that situation. Did we not learn as a hobby what happens when people use that as a narrative?
Yeah. And back to our thumbs going, ugh. Yeah. So again, let me open it up with this one. I'm gonna go on a branch here. All right. As somebody who is part of the LGBTQ community, because I am, I will always defend whenever I see a slight against somebody who's transgendered. However, I will not tolerate somebody to use that label as a crutch or to tokenize themselves. So, for example, I did business one time with Foamdemic. I purchased a couple things. I was active in the forums. I know when I was first going back into the hobby, I know that some people were making fun of Jade's business practices and then started to insult her because she was transgender. I put the kibosh on that really quick, and I was like, whoa. I don't know what's going on, but the moment you bring up that aspect of things, you're losing your argument. You can insult their business when their print quality all they want, but the moment you insult them for being trans, that's when I have to look at you differently. However, the flip side is also true. You can defend yourself because of your business, and you can say, hey, no, they're attacking my business. And if you are correct, you don't have to resort to, well, they're also being transphobic, to insult the person who's insulting you because you're doing shitty business practices. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know about this. I know.
Yeah. So it's like, so that being said, with the situation with Jade, I've joked about this. I can make an entire hobby that's based on fixing her blasters that she sold people.
I have a folder on my phone from the drama I had to deal with them. I literally have I have enough. Look, when I got to be friends with them at first, they were a decent person to deal with when they first got into the hobby And there was some rumors that they had been in previously, and then they transitioned and came back. I don't know if they were true. But when they came back, I was friends with them. They seemed nice. I let it stick. When things started going south, they took my page from my messenger chat from me. They kicked me from my messenger chat. They said things about me and others. They literally called the cops at one point on me. I have proof of that from when I lived in down south of here in Arizona. They did all kinds of things, all because they didn't like me. And their favorite excuse was, you're a transphobe, or you're causing problems for me. That's literally what it was. And the thing is, they were doing things to me and others while saying this. The best way to say it is, rules for thee, not for me. It came down to that quite frequently, unfortunately. That's my take on it. I hate to say it. I'm happy they're gone, because out of the hobby is what I understand, because of all the damage they caused. And I guarantee you, they made people leave the hobby. That I can't prove it, but I guarantee you it probably happened.
Again,
the attitude did it.
Not even gonna. You won't hear any arguments from me regarding that. But again, that's
it affected me personally. Sorry, that's why.
That's not. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's not the current. That's not the current situation. That's all in the past. From my understanding, Jade has actually moved on to Airsoft because supposedly that's a more welcoming community and more open.
That's interesting.
That's a joke as far as I'm concerned, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I can't verify it, but that is
someone who's played Airsoft too.
What?
That's not the. I don't know about that. I played Airsoft for a little bit when I was still doing Nerf, just to see what it was all about. I don't think it's that welcoming, and the creative expression is not there.
You are absolutely correct when you say that. So, anyways, that being said, so that's the kind of the whole skinny right now with what's going on with the Xbox games. What do you guys think? Like, what do you think about that? What I just said regarding people, the design aspect of things, because I know I have thoughts.
Go ahead, AJ.
I really don't care who you love or how you identify. I look at you like either you're an asshole or you're somebody I would like to get to know. That's literally it. It boils down to that. And if they're going to say that, like, oh, my minority group is the most, it deserves, extra special treatment, I just look at them like, you're going to tell the Native American in the group that you're being persecuted the most in history? Okay, let's hear what you have to say. Harder.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking when I say
it. We are fighting harder at the crap stables now, but
okay.
So no, this is how I see it, and I'm just looking at this purely as like a right to repair. Yep. You sell a kit, and it'll break, and then somebody has the fix for it. By all means, and it's not like they're losing money to Joe. Like, Joe is designed from the ground up, like a fix for the part. So you have to buy the kit in order to get it. And so they got their money, they got their money that way. And then exactly. Joe comes with this fix, and then Joe gets money for that. So it's like a win-win. I don't get where they're having a conniption, because honestly, I would not buy a Smiley knowing it's going to break unless Joe had that part that would actually fix it. That actually makes me want to buy a Smiley. The fact that Joe has a part, and for them to come out, for them to come out and just throw it out there like Joe stole our idea, Joe stole our design, without even that basically to me is a false accusation. Like, did you see any of the design, the steps that were taken to that point? Did you see the beginning, design and whatever his CNC program is? Does it look exactly like your design? And if you look at it historically, Joe's never stolen anything. And if people thought that, he is very open and will show, like, here's step one. Here's step 2. Here's step 3.
Yeah.
So has anybody ever heard of Joe stealing a design? To me, this would be the first time.
No.
He doesn't need to.
It's funny you mention that
never heard
because I've had AJ. Yep, Bill saying that you hit it perfectly, and AJ, it's funny because I echo your exact same sentiment. And Joe in the chat also said designing upgrade parts is core aspect of this hobby. And mind you, this is Backyard Foam. I believe that's Joe is his name as well. Not Joe Fox, but anyways. That being said, I had an issue when I was first starting out where somebody said that it looked like I ripped off their design. And that was Ghost Manta. I've spoken with Ghost Manta before since then, and I love the way he handled it. He approached me via email, wanted to know more about the design process, and then I told him like, "Hey, listen," because I was at work when this was going on, and I emailed him back being like, "Hey, listen, when I get home, I will show you all the stuff that the way that I did it. I can't do it from my work computer, and that's fine." And I showed him the step-by-step pictures, and he was like, "Well, hey, how did you design this part?" And I literally went in and showed him, this is where I started off with the square. This is where I cut off. This is where I did this in Tinkercad. And I told him, like, listen, the only thing that I used from you was to get the measurement of what the part had to be, the exact sizing. And that was it. Like, that was all I used from him. And I wanted to make sure because of the print tolerances on my printer might have been different from his because, again, I run with Bamboo. He runs something else. Prints are going to be always a little bit different. So I wanted to make sure that I was getting everything just right, and that was it. But then afterwards, he was like, "Dude, no, that you satisfied what I wanted to do." We did this on the side. We didn't do this out in public. We didn't go anywhere like that. He didn't try to disparage me. What?
That's how it should have been handled on the Xbox side.
Exactly. And from my understanding, what I've heard from other people that have had conversations, my understanding is that Xbox was trying to have this conversation as well to show, hey, no, this is how I did this. Not that I took your exact file. I actually printed it out, got the measurements, redid it myself, so I could stay, ethically correct. So,
yeah, I'm confused too. I'm very confused about this because me coming in, how many flywheel cages have been made? How many K26 mods have been done? How many you know what I mean? I don't see Nerf or X Shot or Dart Zone losing their crap because somebody got inventive and made a better design. And honestly, I get hammer shots all the time because there are upgrade parts. So I actually was thinking about getting this. Yeah, I honestly wanted to get a Smiley, knowing that, hey, if this thing, what am I supposed to do? Stay on the field with a broken Smiley handle? How am I supposed to fix it? Oh, and just order another one from the people that gave you the broken one in the first place. That doesn't make sense to me.
And there you hit the handle, the head right on the head. You hit the nail right on the head. The handle. You hit the nail right on the head.
I hit the handle on the handle. That's fine.
Yeah. So I want to address that because that is the other thing that I've noticed in this hobby. And I got into an argument with somebody at Conk over this one. The amount of hypocrisy that exists just because, it's a corporation versus a smaller individual is mind-boggling. Now, mind you, I'm not the biggest fan of corporations, but what I am is what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Which brings me to what was happening on Cartea's video by Trip Miller. Trip, also known as Radioactive. Excuse me, everyone. Anyways, so that being said, when it comes to someone who's a designer in the hobby, is give me one moment, please.
family issues.
So I was wondering, what happens if I want to buy a longer barrel for the Smiley? Will I get my name drug in the mud? Like, you know what I
I
mean?
don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's a standard barrel, to my knowledge, that you just start not either threading or it's secure the screw or not. I don't know exactly on that one.
Right,
I haven't
but it's not part.
with all the 3D printed parts and games.
But it's not part of their kit. Their kit, so like their licensed kit. So I don't see a difference.
Certain things.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I look at it like just logically, like, hey, I got a Subaru, I'm gonna get parts from AutoZone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if they break, like, I'm not gonna get all Subaru headlights. I'm gonna get like the one that I like.
Oh, I know. And the thing is, bringing back to what you said about the 3D printed bolt of a Smiley. So I'm not saying anything about Babylon Spitfire here, but when I got the Ranger, that I used to have before it got stolen. There's a whole story behind that. But when I used to have a Ranger, a Mega Ranger, I was worried about that bolt because it was 3D printed. Even though it had a screw going through it, it was still worried about it breaking. I wish, well, not now, obviously, it's gone, but I wish there was a metal piece for it, a metal bolt, because I want it to be stiff and upgraded. I don't want things to break. That's my chief concern when it comes to 3D printed blasters is it going to snap on me? That's why when the Caliburn first came out, when I was ever so long ago, those many years ago, many moons ago, when it first hit this, the modding scene, I was skeptical. One of my older friends, one of my ex-friends now, had one. He built it. He had a Talon Claw too. He wasn't the best at 3D printing things, but he wanted it. He was an engineer. I personally, when they first came out, not the best, but they got better. But
talking about
still,
the Caliburns?
Yes, but metal parts make and help that design stability. It helps reliability. It helps durability, especially.
Yeah. Oh, so Norm, I wanted to say this real quick. Let's follow this logically through. Let's just say, and I don't want to put any bad karma in the universe, but let's just say Joe Fox was never born. We don't know who Joe Fox is. He doesn't have an Xbox company. So no Joe Fox, right? Mm-hmm. The Smiley is built, and a couple people buy it, test it, and they're showing videos of that handle snapping. Do you think anybody else is going to buy that damn thing?
So funny thing you mentioned that, because what the part that Joe created was a known issue with the Smiley.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now,
right to repair.
I will tell you that as someone who has a 3D printer, for me, that doesn't bother me. However, I know that the two people on this panel, i.e. yourself and Jonathan, do not have 3D printers.
Hey, I used to. In my defense.
You used to, but you don't currently.
Piece of crap.
That being said, I also know that even though you have access to someone with a 3D printer, you guys, that person might not 3D print the way that myself and an individual named Peter Parker in Australia 3D print, that we literally 3D print stuff to the point where you can bash it on concrete and it not break. You guys, AJ, you make the joke that it's hammer time whenever I show a new product for the Big Blaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Hidolfer, like I thought you could throw it down. You could throw it down the stairs, and the stairs would pay the price.
Actually, hold on a second, guys. I'm about to do a test here on camera really quick for everybody.
Oh, no.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Let me get a misprint.
Okay. Like I do have a 3D printer, but his name is Josh France.
Side note for me is I'm planning on making a move out there eventually for my work to Ohio, and
over Columbus,
the apartment I'm looking at having that's got those wood stairs. So I'll probably let a couple of parts of him break something.
Okay, so this is one of my misprints, and AJ, you've seen my misprints are usually pretty good for people who you've said, why don't you sell this anyways? This is my barrel shroud, which John, you have one of these. You have one of the prototypes.
Oh, there's like one little hair missing off the thing, and you're like, the whole thing's ruined. I can't sell this.
It was a layer shift on this one.
Yeah.
So
dude,
that being said,
I didn't even see it, and I had my glasses on.
That being said, this is how I print.
Yeah.
Mine's solid too.
That's a solid oak wood table.
Oh,
yeah, I think I asked him the first time he let me use a blaster. I was like, who hurt you, man? Who are you trying to get back at with this thing?
So I bring this out because, that being said, the piece for the smiley that I made, because I actually made I printed out parts for a smiley for my kiddo, so he could build it. That piece, I printed it 2 times. One time was the standards that they told you to print it in, which broke immediately because I got the high-powered spring for it.
Really?
Yeah. The other time was with my standards, and it's the first time that I've seen PLA start to bend.
Oh, shit.
With a high-powered spring.
Wow.
To the point where I said, we're not doing this, not using one of these. I slipped in an old-school turf spring that I found, and it gets right around 180 with fresh darts. So it's in between the 150 and the 210 range. If I put a tighter barrel, it'll hit the 210 because, of course, the barrel is horrible.
That's what I did with CR's Typhon that he sent me. I stuck a turf spring in there because my brother gave it to me, and I didn't know what a turf spring was. I was like, this fits perfectly, and I just shoved it in there. And like, I think one of the silly shells, it's like 3 elites, so you stick 6 half darts in there and go blunderbuss party mode. Oh, I love that thing with the turf spring. Oh my god, it's so much fun.
Yep. So I say this because, again, you have the smiley, and somebody put in the chat, I think it was Bill, that has the he says that the metal part, he can use it all the time, which brings me to something else. Because we were talking earlier, unfortunately, I had to go handle some business, some dad business. We were talking earlier about don't make modifications to my blaster. Somebody put that in the chat. My understanding, and I saw him lurking in the chat earlier, Milo's Mods said hello, was that based on a conversation that was had, and this may or may not be true. Again, this is secondhand information. Of course, I'm secondhand blasters, but anyways, there may or may not have been a comment made that, well, we didn't design the smiley to be used with those excessive spring loads. And I hate to say it, but in a hobby filled with tinkerers and designers, we push things to the limit to see where we can get it to, and then we want it to get to there. Just because you design something and you want it to stay at like 150 to 200 range does not mean that I am neutered to that. I own the blaster now. I can make it stronger if I want to. You don't get to determine that.
Yeah, don't let Bradley Phillips get a hold of it then. You start sticking all kinds of stuff in there.
Exactly.
Wait, so this thing comes with a disclaimer, like don't open it, don't touch it.
Again, it's one of those things. I
don't want to buy it now.
Now another designer's name was brought up in regards to this as well, and I know that based on his designs, he tends to make things for a certain limit. And that was, I'll say it's, silly, but his name was tossed in here with Excalibur. And Excalibur, when you build it, and there's interactions that Silly Butts had with the community where it was made to be at the most a 250 blaster, and that was it. He wasn't going to recommend putting any springs or anything like that because he didn't want it to hit that hard, anything above that.
And let's be honest, that's still a reasonable FPS. When I first started, 130 was a reasonable FPS. Okay. 250 is reasonable. I'll be honest.
Yeah, you're right, John. You're right. When I first started, hitting 100 was, oh my gosh, 200 was where you're so to speak chasing the dragon, so to speak. And then anything above that, you were like, oh my gosh. Now we've gotten to the point where you have people out there, and I'll put my kid on blast on this one. Unless I get something hitting 300, he's not really impressed. So it's like,
you have to also remember there's literally a spreadsheet of world record FPSs just for people to dick around with their blasters to get a high enough FPS to make it.
John, you're right.
The top.
If you think my child is familiar with that spreadsheet, you got another thing coming. He's just familiar with what I have available.
So I'm just saying.
So when he sees that I'm getting the ZWQ Zebra almost at 400, he's blown away. And then you have Milo's mods in the chat, and I know this, that it's 300 FPS or it's trash as far as him and his son are concerned.
Those two are nuts when it comes to FPS. I can't blame them for that.
I like seeing Milo's. I like seeing Milo's blasters all lined up like a chorus line in the back, with like you can barely see it. Yeah, you can barely see him over that table, but you see that big barrel sticking way up. You're like, oh, that thing looks like it's gonna skewer somebody.
I'll be honest with you. Milo could probably he could definitely injure some people with some of the blasters he has. I'm pretty sure of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just like seeing them. It's just like these antennas just right above his table. I'm like, oh my goodness, that looks like it's gonna hurt.
Yep.
Presentation
and Clowny, you're absolutely right. Suffer the welt is correct. Which by the way, that's something happened this weekend where I made the observation that this is the only hobby where we can actually give each other welts and laugh about it, be like, dude, that's so cool, versus it turning into fist fighting. Yeah.
That's the thing I got to worry about is like those kids start lifting up their chest, their shirts are like, look, and parents are like, I don't know if I'm going to bring you to this event again. And then I see them at the library when we're doing CQB, like the HVZ stuff in the stacks, like 3 feet away from each other, blasting away. I'm like, this isn't going to end well unless I put an FPS cap on this.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
So,
I remember my old HVZs. God, that was a fun time.
Disclaimer: I am going to buy a Smiley as long as I can buy an Xbox lever handle as well.
That's fun.
I mean, that works. If you want me to print it for you, I'll do it. It doesn't take that long to print. I oddly enough, I even did make a modification to the design so it doesn't have as long of a freaking exposed barrel, because that's one thing I hate about that blaster.
And another disclaimer. I was saying how like I look at it kind of black and white. You're either an asshole or somebody I want to talk to. Even if you are an asshole, I'll still give the benefit of the doubt and try to bring you over to the side of somebody I'd like to talk to.
Yep.
I've tried that too. Sometimes it's not worth it.
So I bring this back to the entire issue with the Smiley. I personally don't see that Joe did anything wrong. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fixing my Subaru with whatever goddamn parts are available.
You're right. Right. You said it. Right to repair.
I have to say this. Are they making a big deal out of someone being dead named in a legal C&D? Are they?
I have not heard that part about it, like from Mighty Shrub or anything like that yet. However, it has been brought to my attention by somebody else that wasn't the Cartea video. So,
I see it. I see it like that initial, don't buy this from Joe. He stole our design. I see that as a false accusation. The only way to battle that is with the C&D. Like that.
Exactly.
Like, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Just let them tarnish you, and then go into every other chat room and be like, "Hey, this guy steals stuff."
Exactly.
He's never done it before, but he did it now. Like it just
and
that doesn't make sense to me at all.
I want to address the legal thing because my understanding of the situation, my limited understanding of the situation, is that hold on, Bill to BB said something. let's see.
I can't even see the chats.
Yeah, my understanding is that when you do a cease and desist, you have to put it in to the legal name that's on the birth certificate of the person. Now,
Right.
I do not know if it is that they did a name change and that was it. And they say, hey, look, I transitioned. This is who I am now. If they legally got all their legal documents changed already. But that C&D had to be delivered to the person. And my understanding is that Xbox actually spoke with a patent attorney regarding this. That's my limited understanding.
Good, and he should.
You're right. And then if he meant business about this and he's going to that level, that means that he took it to someone who wrote that letter that knew that they were doing. If that is the case, I'm sorry. As much as I appreciate people's pronouns and appreciating people's wish to transition, I'm sorry, from a legal reason, he didn't do anything wrong there. I get it. You might be like, oh, they dead named me. But how, did you actually get everything changed properly in the courts?
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to understand, because you're making a big deal out of it. That's just trying to fuel more flames to the fire, or more gas in the fire.
Well, this is a thing. Yeah. Joe, this is Joe's business. This is his livelihood, his bread and butter. And it's like, you want to throw around false accusations. You're basically stealing, food out of my kids' mouths. Like, I would defend, as a father, I would defend my family and my business fiercely. And so, C&D seems like a, pretty reasonable thing. Like, you can't badmouth me, to the group, or, whatever groups you want, because that's basically, it's like a false accusation. To me, it's toxic. And I don't appreciate, like, somebody, just flapping off, like, just because everyone else flaps their gums and just says whatever, and then everyone else takes it as, like, gospel. I mean,
Let me be personally clear here. I've had very little interaction with Joe, but I've never heard anything bad about him. That's the thing. Out of all the people in the hobby that I kind of watch and I've dealt with over the years, and I've dealt with everyone from Drac to Wallcom in some capacity. I've dealt with a lot of big name content creators and content, like as in design content, not just like YouTube videos, modders. I've seen it all. From what I understand of Joe, I've watched him for, I've never seen a problem. He makes quality parts. I've heard the print quality's good. I've heard they're reasonably priced, like Norm. Everything seems in order. And I've heard and even looking at his reviews on, well, I think it's Etsy still, he doesn't really have any negative reviews. Everything seems in order and seems fine. And again, someone else pointed out in the chat, he's been putting out product quality designs and products for stuff that's not even really out yet, but he's got lucky enough to get the design, maybe a pre-production blaster out, and he's been doing stuff off of that, and he makes the stuff that way, and it's never been a problem. So why all of a sudden is it a problem?
Yeah, he's making solenoid driven variable speed Arduino coded things. Like, he didn't have to make a flat piece of metal. More than likely, I wonder if there's more to this story that we're not hearing or missing, because it's like he didn't have to do this. I know Joe's mind's kind of like an engineer. Like, somebody says, "Hey, Joe, this thing broke on me." He's like in the lab, like, "Hey, let me figure out how to fix it." That it's just a piece of metal, like just a little lever, like a couple of pieces of metal, like lever action stuff that breaks. Like, he was like, "Hey, I'll fix it." I'm just wondering if, like, he went to them and said, "Hey, do I have permission to do this?" I don't know. I'm wondering if we're missing more of the story here. You know what I mean?
I think we are, honestly.
Well, my thing, and I will say this, I don't know if we're missing more of the story. My understanding is that he did try to approach them to have a conversation about it, but they didn't want to return it. Now, someone's getting knocked on. Not me this time.
I'm fine.
What I will say though is that in regards to the entire design thing, something that was I want to circle back to this, because you mentioned that you would get the part if you would get a smiley if you could get Joe's part,
Yeah.
AJ, and that's what I wanted to delve into is that by making it so that Joe can't have this part, or trying to make it so that Joe can't have this part by slandering his name and
That I'm not buying it.
him.
Yeah.
I feel like they're shooting themselves in the foot because of the fact that if you design a blaster that has a known failure point, okay,
yeah,
my understanding is that the majority of people in the hobby, they play in 150, 200, 250 caps, okay. For you to get a blaster that you can use reliably at 250, you're shooting yourself in the foot by saying, oh no, you can't use this blaster reliably because the part's going to break. No, I want to use this. Bill in the chat says that he can use it in any game now because of that metal part. It's going to increase your sales.
Do you remember the first video I commented on your series? It was remember the long shot internals? Yeah, I watched that whole video and I thought that was awesome. And that's what got me really, really thinking about like modding, not just preparing. And I thought, yeah, I still see long shots all the time at Goodwill. And I don't buy them because I don't know anybody that sells the worker kit. However, if it was around, there was an awesome worker kit, I would definitely buy the long shot. And then I would go get what's that?
The Nerf long shot or the X shot long shot?
No, the original long shot.
Yeah, the OG. Yeah, like I watched Norm put that 300 FPS kit in there, and I was like, I want to do that. And so, like, that's how I look at it. Like, I really want to play with a smiley, but I'd like to put Joe's lever in there so I know it's not going to snap in the middle of a game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well,
so,
I mean,
yeah. Show and tell.
No, Bill, we're talking about the classic, the OG long shot.
It was an hour long of him losing screws and shit, like springs going across the room. I was like, "That's my man. I gotta meet this dude."
And I'll tell you, I kept that video like that on purpose without editing because I wanted people to see the hassle that it was to mod it. So that when they did it and they're like, why is it so easy? Because everyone shows it, oh, modding is easy. No, the hell it's not sometimes.
That's what brought me to that channel.
To close them up.
Yeah. Wait, put it up, John. Let me take. Woo!
Yeah, John does awesome paint jobs.
That's so saucy. I like that.
This is an airbrush with the Worker 28N spring. And I think it was Mal Yang's kit. This is another, I think this is Ben Guns with both have pump grips on them from Worker. And then obviously this is an elite long shot there with Mal Yang's kit.
So since we're going to do show and tell on John's work, I'm going to show you guys my favorite of John's blasters that I got from him.
I am a mod shop, or I used to be. I haven't done anything recently except that one. I live with family right now, and it's very, very restrictive on what I can do. At least of right now.
You guys are awesome.
I used to be a full, all-service, all-encompassing mod shop, and now I was living.
I'm going to preface this by saying this is a toy, a child's plaything. It is a toy, a child's plaything.
I remember that blaster. Yes, good times.
What is that?
This is a Worker Prophecy.
Prophecy.
With the
XPT, or was it the clear one too?
And unless it's in the was recording anywhere between 205 to 210. I did a couple of changes and tweaks to it and got it to hit roughly 230. So
here's mine.
There you go.
I got this. I finally got it up to 100. That's it.
And yes, PB, it is a better retaliator. Yes. ATF in 3, 2, 1.
Don't FBI, open up.
So guys, actually, I'm doing it on StreamYard, so it's safe. You can get away with that stuff on StreamYard. If it goes to YouTube afterwards. That's why I did it on StreamYard instead of
So when doing blaster sales, this is personal experience. It sells when it's a little bit lower. You don't want to. I hate saying this. I used to undercut myself on my labor, but those savings would be passed on to the buyer. The other thing I would do is always post the FPS numbers and maybe provide a picture. But I got to the point where I was consistently providing them, so most buyers that were return customers already know they're legit. I have 2 chronographs. Always include numbers.
That's what I'm doing with my review videos. I'm like letting people see like over my shoulder or something, like the chronograph.
It's funny you mentioned undercutting yourself, John, because I wanted to point something else out to people here, because in regards to my views regarding the entire Xbox game situation, I would actually have something to win should Xbox games as a company go down.
One less provider for parts.
Man, I hope. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When it comes to and mind you, I say this and I'm joking. I'm saying this half jokingly. When it comes to 3D printed things, okay, Joe's prices are very low, like ridiculously low sometimes. Okay, so that being said, in order for me to have entered the market, I had to compete with his prices. Now, I know for a fact that my 3D printed parts are stronger than Joe's because, again, what I do when it comes to the combination of walls. All right. I've had some of Joe's parts, because I've got them secondhand, and I can tell you that their quality, they feel smooth, but they will break eventually. So, but most people don't see that. When you're a startup, you have to go against whatever is the lowest price on the market, so you match Joe's prices. If Joe wasn't in the market, I could raise up my prices a little bit. And make a little more money.
Okay, I change it. Joe, get rid of Joe.
No. No,
I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding. I mean, in all, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because as far as I know, outside of Joe, what my signature product again, it's the long shot barrel shroud. That's the one that I've made, that he's made, that Out of Darts has made, and from my understanding, the 2 easiest ones to put on are mine and Joe's. Out of Darts, you actually have to disassemble the blaster to put it on.
Do you mean the MPP?
Yes, the piston pump.
You just said long shot.
I'm sorry, the piston pump. The piston pump. Okay. My bad. We were staying at long shots for so long.
I guess in the overall scheme of things, I hope these guys can just hug it out. I hope they hug it out and like something good comes out. I mean, there is that ghetto side of me that's like, man, let this is just 2 dudes working shit out. You know what I mean? But like, I hope to God that it ends up like they're just like, hey, let's shake hands and like let's work together. Like that's what I'd love to see.
So I've heard things. This is personal experience and being around the block from 2016 to now. I have seen when MHP first started with the Pigeon, for example. Remember the Desert Pigeon, that blaster a long time ago? That precedes Norm by years. That there have been instances where MHP has acted out, not like this bad, but I've seen things on like posts or comments, and it's like that with a lot of creators and designers.
Desert Pigeon, wasn't that the one that he did the grass snake and all those? That
was someone else.
Because I know that guy left because somebody, I think someone, it was a similar situation.
Those were actually, I have a grass snake and it's decent.
Yeah.
But the Desert Pigeon's supposed to be one of the first flywheel mag and handle pistols, to my knowledge. And but there's been instances where I've witnessed things that have happened between MHP and other people in the hobby. Now, do I have proof of this when I say this? Unfortunately, no. I did not say any of this back when this could have happened early-ish in my career in this hobby. But I can assure you this has happened on occasions, just like it has with other people. It's nothing new with this hobby. People get at each other's throats for the littlest of things. And someone in this chat said it perfectly. Everybody's got, and I see my language here, but I need to emphasize on it, Everyone pretty much in this hobby has a fucking ego, and it needs to stop. That's the problem with this hobby.
Well, I've been thinking like, well, I've been thinking there's like a toxic group in the hobby that's kind of, I don't know.
There's a clique in the hobby that's kind of like, it's some of the content creators I've noticed personally.
I mean,
no, it's
just
not Norm, obviously, but other people I've noticed can be like that.
I mean, I guess
my ears perked up at content creators until you said not me.
Well, no, I mean, simply being in the chat, I was wondering what kind of target we're painting on our heads, because it doesn't matter like if we're speaking truth or not. It's like
I see. It's happened there multiple times.
Well, like hurt people, and I realize that toxic group, more than likely those people have been hurt, so they're looking for any little reason to hurt other people. And it doesn't matter. Like they'll throw false accusations, not really caring about the consequences. That hey, we might be hurting these people's families, their lives, their children,
they don't care about that, and it goes beyond that.
And it's usually a group of people that actually don't have family, like kids of their own yet. But eventually they'll see, like, man, I did that guy wrong. I wonder what it would be like if somebody came at me the way I came at them. They're not going to see that for like, a couple years. You know what I mean? So I don't mind. I don't mind talking about it. So.
We just heard I just read something in the Slap, and I wanted some clarification on this. General Strife, who exactly do you classify as Nerf Tube Slop?
Ooh, that's
AI.
Because
I think you're referring to a channel, and I don't.
There's somebody I know that I refer to as I would classify as Nerf Tube Slop.
I think I know who it is too, and that's some shade that is who I think it is.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I can't see the chat, so I don't know what's going on.
I got my phone pulled up.
So General Strife said Nerf Tube Slop being the main group. He's put, I don't think there is a single Nerfer that I hate. Some I find annoying. There are some Nerfing stereotypes that I hate. Nerf Tube Slop being the main group.
That he just posted, and that is exactly the shit I hate. Personally,
yeah.
When I see that stuff, that is not indicative of our hobby. That's indicative of filmmaking and a lot of effects. And just
I don't know what gun versus gun is. First of all, I hate using.
I'm pretty sure I do.
I hate using that phrase in the hobby. Like I have neighborhood kids that come and play. They're like, "Oh, the bullets." I'm like, "A bullet is actually ejected out of shell casing. These are darts, please." So I'm correcting them when it comes to terminology. Not that they care. They're 7. But anyways, I have seen videos that people make where they're like they compare two blasters that are completely dissimilar. I'm like, why are you comparing a hammer shot to a retaliator? Like,
what? Who would do that?
I don't know. Like my platform has and always will be. The reason I got into the Nerf hobby was to help kids with their mental health issues.
Oh, that's a good.
That's literally. It'll always boil down. All my decisions come down to that, except for once in a while I'll want to engage in like an HVZ or something. Other than that, it's just to help kids. It's literally to help kids because I see them suffering, and then they're going to eventually become adults still suffering. So that'll always be my platform. But if it's going to be the certain toxic elements, like I look at it like, how is that affecting the kids later on? So I would love for it not to be that way, but like I said, hurt people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
See, one thing, and I'll say you one thing because we're going to talk about this since we're talking about people in the hobby. The thing that I find interesting, and mind you, this is more of a hobby industry in the Nerf Tube channels. That there's a reason people always ask me, "Hey, did you watch this person's video?" And John, we've had this conversation before. I have stopped watching videos on Nerf on YouTube completely, with the exception of Gimsmods where I will see, like, because you'll talk to me and be like, dude, look at the comment that I had to deal with, and I'll just go in and make a joke comment to respond to somebody that's being stupid. I don't watch videos unless they're doing something for like the big blasting consortium. I don't watch it, and here's why. I don't want people to think that I am copying off them. The
Yeah, I knew
biggest
this is going.
what?
I know where this is going. You can say it.
The biggest pet peeve I have is when I see somebody do a video on a blaster that's already been released for a while now, okay? And then along comes somebody else that I'm not going to name names, but he's a big name in the hobby. He does a quick 30-second short because he knows that his reach is much bigger than the other person's reach, and they steal that person's thunder.
Yeah, I could see that being a coincidence if it's once or twice, but when it's like 10 straight blasters or 10 straight copies, then like statistical likelihood that like, okay, he's using that guy for inspiration or whatever it is.
And I know for a fact that that person's a subscriber of mine, and he also subscribes to Gibbs mods. He also subscribes to Milo's mods. He also subscribes to Drac. He also subscribes to Wallcom. So it's like, all right, I know exactly what video you watched when your review came out or when your short came out, because that's all they do is shorts.
I watch a lot of Foam After Dark. Man, I miss Bot so much. Like I haven't heard from him in like weeks. I miss him. I'm
gonna have to reach out to him to see how he's doing. I've been able to see his individual Facebook page, and he seems happy.
I have to.
So.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. He's doing something that he's very passionate about now, and not engaging in like the toxic parts of the hobby, which I applaud him. We have to delve our hands in the dirty parts in order to, still engage in the good parts. But for him, I'm happy for him that he's found his calling, his thing. But yeah, like it still hurts though. I still miss him. So.
Yep. Real quick, Bill, thank you for watching, man. I hope you have a great night. And I hope that you enjoy that Civil War thing. Hopefully the musket gets some good views, and if anybody's interested in it, send them my way. I'll be more than happy to build that thing again gladly. So anyway, sorry. Cyclops Warrior in the chat was leaving.
You should have made you should have made the stock out of wood. It would have been lighter.
So did you ever stop by and actually hold it?
I did, and I was like, who the hell are you clubbing at? Like who the hell are you bludgeoning with that thing? I thought maybe you got mad at an ex-girlfriend and you're about to bash your windshield in or something.
No. I don't get mad at ex-girlfriends. I get even.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I see your builds, of course.
Yeah, people see them like, who hurt you? I'm like, no one.
Well, here's the thing. Like I've picked up a whole spool of plastic, like the filament, and then I pick up his blaster. I'm like, what the hell? Did you mix this with cement? Like what that? Like this is not the same thing I just picked up. Like,
so that. Okay. It goes back. I'm sure that there's some sort of scientific physics behind this. I'm sure some sort of chemical equation to this. But I find it funny that when I have to send out a barrel shroud, okay, this right here, it costs about maybe 375 grams of filament to make, 400 if you include the supports that are removed. All right. So that being said, how many pounds is 300 grams or 375 grams of filament?
Isn't that under a pound? Or am I missing something?
That'd be kilograms. 300 grams.
Yeah, you got to put it in freedom units for me to understand.
Okay, so 1 kilogram is the equivalent of 2 pounds.
Okay.
Okay. So 300 grams should not be more than a pound, right?
Yes.
I think.
However, when I put this on the postal scale, they say, "Oh no, you have to send it and pay for at least 2 pounds worth of shipping." I'm like, "Are you serious?"
That can't be
Yeah.
right. Something's weird.
That can't
there.
be right.
I used to work for the post office. That does not sound right.
Yeah,
Because
I
when
was
I
like,
did some parts,
Do they have
Right.
tiered flat rates?
so you pay up to
have
4
first
pounds.
class.
Okay.
You pay up to 4 pounds is fine. But I literally put down that it weighed about 1.4 pounds just to be safe, and they sent it back. Exactly. Bill mentioned density factors. But again, this does not feel like, I don't feel like a pound here. I use really heavy paper for the shipping envelope, apparently, or for the receipts, apparently. So
And
You must have-
double-walled corrugated cardboard boxes.
yeah,
You must have weighed it before you infused it with vibranium, because that
apparently.
When I ship stuff, I should just ship blasters that weighed less than that, and I
Yeah.
had to use first class mail, which is cheap as hell.
Well, it's funny because Bill, before he left, I was gonna say the musket blaster. I had to go overboard and pay for 10 pounds worth of shipping. It turned out it was only like 8 pounds, but still that was really close. I'm like, man.
Well, at least you're at a hub, though. I mean, somebody like CR Nerf, he must live in like some sort of Bermuda Triangle, because when he ships stuff out, it goes to like Hawaii and then Guam and then comes back. Like, I don't get, like, it'll cross 5 states before it goes on a straight line to where it's supposed to be.
What?
Like,
Oh.
he's actually shown snapshots of like where that thing goes. Like,
Yeah.
one time he's in Iowa, and I guess it went down to Chicago and then back up to Minnesota, and then it got shipped back to Chicago, and then it went off to wherever it was supposed to go.
There's something wrong with how they're routing packages at the distribution center.
I'm thinking it's something in Cedar Rapids. They're just like, oh, well, they must be a drug hub, so they send it to like the dog sniffing unit at like one of the other airports or something. I don't know.
So I've had stuff happen where I've sent things to actually no, I've had stuff sent to myself where it hits the Columbus distribution center, then gets sent back to Chicago, then to Pennsylvania, then back to the Columbus distribution center, and then to my local post office. I'm like, really?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there must be random like checks. They're like, this needs the ultra strong sniffing dog for this one. This one's in Chicago.
General Strike just made a good point too.
Yeah, the people who yes.
Qualcomm's Discord is quite special. They have I hate to say that. I used to be a mod temporarily for a little bit there, and never again. It got bad. I was trying to curtail some of the behavior in there, and I got kicked out for doing my job.
You know, Qualcomm actually, like, you can kind of see the seams starting to break a little bit when he starts going on his commentary about the hobby. Like, you guys, you don't police your own. I'm like, he's not lying.
What?
There's a lot of like he's getting it. He's just like, I can't believe you guys do this, that. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, you're right, dude. Like, he's starting to feel the same thing, the same pain that I think Box was feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. And here's the thing.
I think he also misses doing actual mods. I don't know why he stopped.
Probably because he was catching crap from people.
Maybe.
Qualcomm has the misfortune, in my opinion, of being the big fish.
He got too successful after a long period of time.
And that's
he
the thing. He's gonna have the target on his back. And the problem especially with Qualcomm, and this goes into being more of a socio-political thing. Qualcomm has the issue that when he was starting off, you look at all the comments, and he fought it off really well, but there were people that would tease him about his size.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yo, heavy-set nerd guy. All right. When I was first starting off, and I'm still a small channel, guys. Like, I'm not even at 700 yet. But when one of the first videos I had, some dude made a comment about the fact that I had a scruffy beard, and that's what they chose to comment on. Now
those are trolls.
Yeah,
those are trolls.
And to which I replied, I was like, yeah, sure. Let me go shave and look really handsome in case I want to go back on the dating scene. I'm seeing as I'm married with a child. Like,
you should have just told that dude he needs to graduate middle school before he has any valid comments.
like it was one of those things where it's like, so out of everything I said, you're focused. Why are you looking at my beard, dude? Like,
Dude,
why are you looking at my like?
CR had a Zoom call and he made it public, which I guess was the mistake. And
no.
50 people busted in on there. They were all kids. I guess they were on spring break. They had nothing to do and they had a computer or whatever. And
I
then
remember that.
yeah, it got shut down. And then we came back and they're like 2 or 3 of them actually stayed on there trying to bait people. Like one kid came around and he was just like asking everybody, so what do you do for a living? And he asked me and I was like, oh, I'm a puppeteer. I'm a professional puppeteer. And the guy was like, the kid goes, oh, okay. And I'm like, you don't give a crap what I just said. You're just here to like try to start something. Okay, I'll start something with you. And then Al the Geek was like jumping in on him. It was pretty funny. But yeah, like they're just trolls. They're just like literally go on there, make comments, and it's just like, let me see if he comments back because that's awesome. They actually want to see a reaction. They don't care if it's negative or positive, and it's funnier if it's negative.
Yeah. I remember that that Zoom call and Strife. It's funny. I think the N word was dropped consecutively like 20 times. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It brought me honestly. It brought me back to old. And John, you're gonna laugh when I say this. It brought me back to old school Call of Duty lobby chats.
I know how that goes. I used to play 2019. That was the closest thing you can get to MW2.
Like this is what it was. I'm like, oh boy.
And Black Ops.
Yeah. Like
yeah, I want
to say something.
Go ahead.
It's not just kids though. It is.
No.
We have people literally in positions of power in the hobby, in a sense.
I still see them as kids. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they act like. But we have
mentally.
Moderators in Discord. Yeah, we have moderators in Discords. We have the r/nerf mods. I moderators in Facebook groups. I'm gonna be honest. I call it as I see it. I'm a very blunt person. I will not tolerate shit if it affects others or affects me directly. Norm knows that. So you can imagine at this point, it's no surprise that I tell you, pretty sure I'm still banned on r/nerf. I got banned from the r/nerf Discord, and I got banned from Nerf Mario's Welcome for calling people out in their bullshit and behavior. And then, of course, the mods they're all friends with each other on these groups, so they back up these kids or these other people. They don't care about the little guy or the person that actually was from the right.
If I can interject,
it's a problem.
If I can interject real quick, John. Hey, Clowny. I'm 13, not 12, and my dad will kick your dad's butt.
My dad knows someone on who works at Microsoft. He'll get you banned next Xbox Live.
You know, every time I lose my shit, like I have to like comment to like Big Lore or CR Nerf, and they calm me down instantly. Like that's like they're literally my Jiminy Cricket before I start saying shit I can't take back.
Yeah, real quick. Builder BB said something earlier. I want to run back to. He was on Fuzzy for the first 2 months. It escalated pretty quickly. I pulled the eject. Yeah. Is he talking about the Gavin Fuzzy server?
No,
on Discord.
I think he's talking about Fuzzy Walrus Industries related to Wacom's Discord. Which,
gotcha.
God forbid, if you are a saint, that is not the Discord for you. They are nuts in that Discord. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't like to call people out like that. I do it, but I don't like it. But that Discord is not for the faint of heart.
That's like the one app or the one site that I'm actually glad I'm not good at, and I don't do it very often, unless it's to get information.
I'm horrible at responding to Discord messages. Like I tell people, I'm like, guys, I'm Gen Xer. Facebook for me, please. You know.
Yeah.
I use it for my group.
I'm doing good for using TikTok, I guess.
You.
You know.
I'm surprised work lets you do that.
What, TikTok?
Yeah.
I am too.
It's not on. Let's put it this way. It is not on any of those phones.
See, I worked at a healthcare a hospital in IT, and we told everybody that did the BYOD thing where they bring your own device to work. We said we told them don't bring it into our network if it has TikTok on it. They're like, we
my phone doesn't connect to any networks there.
We can trace it all the way back to like the government building in China, like literally directly there, not bounced around, like so that you can't trace it. Literally straight there, and it says on Google Maps it's a government building, and everybody's like, well, they got good filtering, they've got good, editing software. Like, okay,
good algorithm.
So Strife, it's funny, Strife, because I actually mainly utilize it for political live streams, political commentary. That's the only thing I listen to, like Dean Withers, Brian Tyler Cohen, Mr. Global. I don't deal with those stupid trends. I stay away from the teeny bopper TikTok.
Oh, their algorithm is different, right? Like, their algorithm for the US is like, hitting some old lady on the head and then running, or doing some dance or whatever, shaking your butt. But and that's what they're rewarded with. But the ones in China, the algorithm is such that you get rewarded for like science, or like inventing something, or being inspirational.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Touche, man. Checkmate. Yeah. Like, how do we take down this juggernaut of a country? Like, oh, we make the young people stupid. Like, that's awesome. You guys say checkmate. Like, you know what I mean? I don't like that it's our country that they're doing it to, but if I was going to take them down, that's exactly what they did it beautifully. Mwah.
Well, it's funny. So, Strife, are you talking about whose channel are you talking about?
Yeah, who are you talking about? I'm curious. That looks like fun.
Because he was talking about Blaster Guy. I think if it's who I think it is, wasn't Blaster Guy the one involved in the entire Maryland Mayhem issue?
Yeah. Blaster Guys or something like that. Yeah.
Wasn't the ones that were playing with the darts?
Well, yeah, it was Faddle.
I can't believe they're gone. Can I just say how stupid that is?
My brother was an admin with Southern Maryland House of Foam.
Oh, okay.
So like, I'm just like, what are you guys doing? They're just like, I don't know, man. We're still in shock. But they were so tired from running all those events that they're just like, you know what? We needed a breather. We'll come back. It'll be stronger next time.
So, fun fact for me, I used to help run and administrate the events at ASU Poly, which is about a couple miles away from me. Arizona State University Polytechnic campus had an HVZ group on campus. And being that it's a little military base, it was, I forget what, it was Williams Air Force Base. Now, obviously, it's a school, it's housing, and it's an airport. But the school portion has, in my opinion, some of the best topographic features, and also some of the best, like, ped malls, walkways, everything. It's a good area to play HVZ. Not to toot my own horn, but I miss playing there. If I ever would decide to stay in Arizona, the goal is to get that group up and running and helping the students over there reform the group. I have all the documents from my from the old group. I have everything downloaded to a spare drive in case the Google Drive ever disappears. I really want to see it thrive again because HVZ, in my opinion, isn't played enough. And honestly, a good HVZ really gets you going. A good HVZ really takes all the boxes off, and it really is fun.
Well, I need you to do what you need to do to make a move because I actually spoke with some people because I'm going to be forming Conk Junior is what the project is being called right now.
Conk Junior.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh
no.
No, I told him, like, listen, I'm going to use I'm going to use our because I'm one of the mods. So it's like, all right. I'm going to be using our equipment. It's going to be on the weekends that we don't have our normal events. And the maximum FPS that we're going to run is 150 games. but it's going to be for people to take out their HVZs and their max of 100 FPS caps for the games normally, because it'll be for the younger nerfers and for people that want to do more relaxed play, like casual play, without having to worry about the competition bros.
FPS is very reasonable. I remember when it was 130, and honestly, when I was, and this is the thing, and this is another fun fact, I started nerfing when I was very young at a friend's house, two brothers' house down the street from me, and that was End Strike and Streamline darts and Whistler darts. Loved it, and then we disbanded, kind of grew apart, but obviously I still enjoyed it. So when I went to ASU Poly, so I was actually a student there for a little bit, and then before I transferred to the community because it wasn't for me. But the college campus, I ended up meeting my old ex-friend now, but then a very good friend of mine, an engineering student. I'll just give his name. His name's Garrett. He got me into the group, and my God, I went out and bought a Modulus brand new in box, ECS 10, which by the way is my favorite blaster for those of you who don't know that, for various reasons. I went out, bought a ECS 10, and I started going to town with shit. That's how I got back into the hobby back in 2016, late 2015, and never looked back.
Real quick, hold on. I just want to say welcome to Ghost Mana. He just joined the chat. Oddly enough, Ghost Mana, I don't know if you're watching this live stream right now or if you're going to catch the replay. I don't know where you got into the chat, but you were actually brought up again. The story of how you reached out to me regarding the design for the Brute. Call it. How that is an example. Again, I know we've shared the story in the past of how to handle the question of, hey, how did this design come about versus what has happened recently with the entire Xbox kerfuffle.
How to properly handle.
How to properly handle it. Okay, good. I'm glad that you were able to watch most of it. So awesome.
Well, that's salt of the earth professional interaction. And it's kind of weird if it's rare, but yeah, apparently in this hobby it is rare. But he handled it like a boss and a gentleman. Yeah.
Personally, I'm happy that, again, I am very happy that Joe got a C&D and went that far, because it's always threatened that it's going to happen by so many people who are causing problems or are you need to be on the receiving end of one of those C&Ds, and it's never actually done, and things just either fizzle out or they blow up in other proportion and it's handled differently. But honestly, legal action needs to happen in this hobby more, because it would stop and make it very clear that some actions are just not okay and they need to be taken seriously. Again, a good example of that was how things were handled with Foamdemic, for example, because there was stuff that occurred there that, I'll be honest, they were copying designs as well, and just barely changing and tweaking things. I, unfortunately, at the time, was a friend of them, and I should say, and I let things slide. I should not have, because they were literally admitting what they were doing to me and a couple other people. So,
well,
now that's why I got screenshots.
Well, it's funny because I'm gonna bring up something really quick on camera, something that I don't know if I've showed it off on actual live stream yet.
You may have showed me, but I don't remember.
What?
You may have shown me. I don't remember.
I know I showed you, but for those watching, this right here, is a resurrected design that I'm going to be bringing back out for commercial sale. For those of you who still have a Chronos, or who have a Chrono Mag, that it used to be what's called Athena. It was a France Foamwork design, and so when France Foamworks was in play, and I have no problem sharing this information, that kit had a limited run because the designer, it wasn't Josh Friends himself who designed it. It was somebody else who designed a part. Neglected to tell Josh that they had basically stolen geometry, in other words, for one of the parts, for the priming slide. That part was not changed enough to be classified as their own design. So, being a gentleman, France pulled the kit. They never finished it.
I also have a France Works kits that was a limited run, but it was only due to their choice of being limited. I wish you'd be able to find the kit.
I'm trying to find it. I have the files.
I wonder if France has it on his computer and he just doesn't remember.
He probably does, but it's okay. I'll reach out to him. But
Strife kit.
The reason I bring up Athena and I'm showing it on here is because that one is actually good. I'm going to be relaunching this because I still see Kronos's run every now and then.
Oh yeah,
and
oh yeah.
You put a chrono mag on there, you have a pump action Springer that if it's a mag fed chrono like half dart, I know people that can get a chrono mag going into the 250 FPS range without a problem. You get a decent pump action Springer, you add my kit to it, you have it. There you go.
What would be hot is if you could redesign it to be a mag fed Mixel blaster, kind of like that one kit that came out where they modded the Chronos to shoot like 90 FPS Mixels.
Clowny, do you have the files for the kit that John's talking about? Because if so, I need to get those from you. And then if you have, I know that I have the overkill kit. I have those files. Oh, the parts. Gotcha. No, I need the actual files because at least I need to know what they're named are because I'm trying to find them inside the library. I can't find them, unfortunately. It's not organized as best as it could be. Well, I don't know that you don't 3D print. For all I know, you had the files to give it to somebody else to 3D print. Damn clown. No, so BB, I actually have that one. That's the overkill kit. That's the one that I released for Strife X.
With the battle kit, the body.
Yeah, the battle Strife kit.
Oh, that's the one you. Yeah, dude.
What?
I wanted to see the tolerance. I wanted to see the tolerance of that front handle, the P90 grip. I ran over it with my truck. Nothing happened to it.
Really?
I put it between two wooden boards and ran over it with my truck.
Gotcha.
And nothing happened to it. I was like, that mother. That is amazing.
AJ, I stress test my shit, my prints.
I stress test your shit with my truck.
I'm not joking So I was actually going to write a blog post for the consortium website where it details in joking fashion, my stairway test where I drop each part down the stairs and hey, if it survives it, then I keep it. I'm not joking when I do that.
No, I want to know what you do about your stairs, man. You got to repair those every so often.
Fun fact, Ghost Man. I was asked by a buddy of mine to print out combat armor from Fallout, and there was a file.
It was real armor.
There's a file that I found on Thingiverse, and I printed it out. And when I printed it out, I'm like, man, this could hurt somebody if I beat him over the head with it. So as a joke, there was one part that misprinted, and I took it out to my car. I'm like, I wonder if I could run over this. And I ran over it, and nothing happened. I ran over it again, nothing happened. I had my boss run over it with his freaking Nissan Titan, and all that happened was that the top layer started to crack. But this was after 4 or 5 times being run over. So I'm like, Jesus. My plan was to take the file and interlace Kevlar in it to make it actually bulletproof.
Well, my truck is 17,000 pounds. I know it's heavier than all of yours combined.
Oh,
your
okay, your semi truck. You ran over
Yeah,
the
my semi. Yeah, this. Yeah. Whoa, crap! Sorry, guys.
Hello.
That kind of truck. Yeah.
Watch out for lawsuits.
So the grip are you like you're not blowing smoke? This actually happened.
Yeah, I put it between two pieces of wood because I didn't want it. I didn't want the asphalt to like put like dimples into it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna have you write up a testimonial that I'm gonna put up on my website.
I'll do it again. This time I'll videotape it
on video.
Yeah, if it survives it, put it on YouTube, please.
Well,
so
what happened? Well, what happened was I was at the shop getting my truck fixed, and I said, "Hey guys, check this out!" And I had it with me, and I don't have it with me now because I'm getting it ready for HVZ. But I had it with me, and I was like, "Dude, this guy prints stuff like you can make it like, super durable." And they were like, "Oh, really? Yeah, right." I said, "Watch," and I took the handle off because that was the easiest thing to pull off. And we put it between two boards, and I ran over it, and then came off. They were like, "What the hell? Is that got metal in it?" I'm like, "No,
no, it's just a solid print.
It's just something the mad scientist made."
It's kind of funny because all right, so I'm gonna cause a stink in the hobby really quick. Understand that I say this lovingly.
Uh-oh, let me get off camera.
No. You've already talked shit about this company anyways. One of the things that I find funny when my store opened up, and this goes back to people who watch other people's channels, and I know that eventually this person, an individual, is going to watch this live stream. Maybe, who knows? If he does, I don't care. But I guess the guy who manages Out of Darts now, I believe that's what he does there. So Flux, when he started to manage Out of Darts, he posted, or they changed their website to promote their guarantee. I think it's like a 90-day guarantee that they have. Well, coincidentally, that change didn't come about on their website, where their main pop-up was, until after I had launched the Big Blaster Consortium site, and I devised, which John, you were involved in this conversation from the beginning. I believe AJ, you were involved with it from the beginning as well, where I said,
"I'm an insider."
What?
I said, "I'm an insider."
Yeah, when I first started the Consortium store, I was saying, no, I'm going to do a lifetime guarantee, and the reason I was going to do a lifetime guarantee, and I have no problem talking about it now, was because of Foamdemic's bullshit.
Well, there's only two people, or maybe three.
Come from that.
There's probably only three people I think that the lifetime guarantee would be good. That's you, Adam Fowler, and possibly Josh France, because like you guys' print quality is like insane.
Hold on.
Yeah.
To be fair, I never said it. But if anyone ever bought a blaster from me, and I think Norm can attest to this, if anyone ever bought a blaster from me on eBay or when a little bit of time I was on Etsy, if there was ever an issue they would message me. I would tell them how to fix it, or I'd offer to fix it.
Yeah.
Usually for free. So
yeah.
Well, I'm there too. I honor my work.
Well, I looked at it like that's a good guarantee because it's almost like saying if you can break this crowbar, then yeah, it's lifetime guarantee. Like that's how I looked at it. Like,
yeah. In my case,
I'm working on regular
and yes, Clowney, the Foamdemic folded. In my case, I do it because of the fact that not only do I trust my parts, but I tell people like flat out, like there are stipulations to the guarantee, and that is, for example, you have to be using the part the way it's intended. I'm not going to guarantee this if you're going to take a hacksaw to it. In other words, like intentional damage, that's not covered.
Stop.
What? I was planning on bringing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to bring it camping and cook hot dogs over the fire with it.
I mean, well, no, here's okay. I preface that because this one, for example, before I launched this design, I put it through all sorts of testing for stressors. Prior to it being sent out to Gim's mods and Milo's mods, which were the first ones to actually have it besides myself.
And me.
So I wanted to know what it could do, what it could withstand before it actually was done. And like there was a lot of conversations that went into this design. So for example, like one of the big things that I always get asked by people is like, oh, why don't I have the full rail on it? It wasn't just a design choice. It was because this is designed to take the stock barrel with the B car, and right where the barrel ends, that is where your freaking sight has to be in order for you to line up your shot properly. So it's like, okay, there you go, boom. You know,
Yeah, Milo's a good person to really dial in that.
Oh yeah,
that accuracy.
Yeah,
my barrel's a little longer than it should be.
So like, I mean, I tell people that before, and AJ, you've held my stuff. You've held my blasters.
Like, is it that kind of party? Huh?
Good Lord.
You are 13.
You've held my blasters. Oh my God, that doesn't sound much better. Fuck.
Oh, oh no!
You've held things that I've built.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've held your pew pew.
That doesn't sound much better either. You've held my foam shooter. Anyway,
dude, we're 13. We just regressed to 13, man.
Not again.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Anyways, so you always say, "Oh, this feels like real steel."
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's because of the fact that usually whenever I design something, I design it with those people who train with that in mind and with their feedback. So like now, because of where I work, before you guys see anything, it's been held by actual military, people. So people that have been trained in weaponry. So it's like, all right,
In some cases, it's actually heavier than like a polymer, like a Glock or something, or a Kel-Tec. It's actually heavier than those.
Yep.
Did someone say the cocaine sniffing company? Kel-Tec?
What?
Oh, Kel-Tec. it's an insider joke. Kel-Tec likes to make the most weirdest stuff ever, and their joke is they have a train in that goes through their R&D department's conference room with cocaine in it.
Yeah, I honestly think it was like the Nerf designers, when they got fired, they went over to Kel-Tec because like some of that stuff looks like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like the folding AR. Holy smokes! Like I thought I saw it on Stargate or something, but I don't know.
Speaking of Nerf designers, when are we actually gonna get designers that are gonna speak up against these executives at Hasbro? Like, that's been a complaint for a while. I mean, yeah, they finally gave us Nerf Pro, but how good is it?
I think Bobolo must have, because they came out with the Doom Cannon, and everybody's like gaga over that thing.
Oh God, Bobolo! I had to run in with him too.
So I knew that Bobolo was working for. Is he still there?
I don't know. I don't know.
Bobolo went to Hasbro for a little bit.
Someone else we know went to Hasbro. I think it was the person behind Open OFP. They went there too, I think.
Really?
That's what I thought I heard a while back.
Somebody brought out that juicy Doom Cannon.
The Doom Cannon.
Wasn't the designer of OFP Philip Sweeting?
I'm sorry?
OFP's designer, is it Philip Sweeting or something like that?
I don't. Philip and Martin is what we're getting from WB.
I could be wrong. Yeah, I think it was Philip, but some last name was, I forget his last name. I think it might have been Swinning or something, but I'm pretty sure he went to Hasbro too and helped them.
Hasbro really needs to talk to Big Lore. Man, he's got some like crazy, like cool Him and Dead Man's Foam. They're bringing back the old school with
Guys,
newer attachments.
the problem with Hasbro, and I have some insight on regards to this one as well.
Shareholders.
Hasbro is not running. It's not the issue with the designers. All right, the designers are not what's hurting Hasbro. It's the bean counters. It is what happened. Hasbro is dealing with the exact same issue that Cartea and company dealt with when it came to CETA.
Which
Him
is
and
Jet.
and the Marky Sparky guy. Yeah.
So after and mind you, Cartea can go into conversation about this. I can go into conversations about this because of multiple conversations I've had with Cartea and with Peter Parker, both of which who were really heavy into part of the design team when it came to the CETA.
What Parker was part of Jet too?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Parker was part of Jet. Cartea,
they really screw people over.
Conrad and Saber was also part of that group.
That doesn't surprise me, but it does at the same time.
Yeah. So
wow, what a group to screw over.
Part of the issue was that, and mind you, this is what you can tell where Conrad comes from with this one. CETA's parts were supposed to be higher grade. They cut back on so much crap because of the bean counters. Because they know we want to do it for this price. Want to do it for this price. Got to do it for this. Got to do this. Make this plastic.
Okay. Has
people that have never designed
seen how flimsy that friggin' bolt, like the bolt sled was on the CETA? It's no better on the friggin' game face. It's the same piece, probably the same density.
It is
bean counters. Yep.
How does it hold up to an XPT like that? That's my question. It's gonna fail eventually. I mean, I'll be honest. The XPT itself, the cylinder, was pretty durable, from my understanding, from what I had. But the bolt sled, good God!
I would love to get the metal XPT kit for the Prophecy and put it inside my CETA.
AK Blaster Mods, this is a side note, used to sell a full-on kit for the CETA and the game face. Those drop-in. It was specialized. They had the special metal, what's it called? Plunger tube. They had the grooves on it. They don't sell it anymore, but I'm pretty sure other parts will drop in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But get that because
they're really good.
Because the CETA is, and I'm gonna, I believe it was Builder BB who said this, is just another Retaliator.
Pretty much, just an XPT Retaliator. But
yeah, that's all it is.
Another one that's been forgotten. I think, Norm, I just told you about this recently and showed you a picture of it. And I really wish I would have kept mine because it's probably got some insane resale value right now. And I still could have kept it because I really like the blaster. The Exus 2.
Which one?
I think Jet helped make that as well. The
Exus
2. Exus 2. It's the long shot shell.
Don't even remember that one.
I showed you a picture of it. It's the gray and black long shot shell with the adjustable stock. It's old.
Okay.
At this point. But it's I'm pretty sure Jet made that one as well. It was supposed to be something that was cheaper than obviously at the time what's it called? Who was Jet owned by? Remind me. I'm Hang something?
I don't remember.
Explorer, I think, is who it was.
I came back in after Jet's heyday. When I came back was after Game Face bought their designs.
Right.
I got a Jet.
Remind me. Anyone that comments, didn't Explorer own Jet, and that's what happened there? I can't remember. I don't want to say that's the case because that wouldn't surprise me based on what everything that's happened with Cartea. Because there was already rumors circulating how Explorer handles people. So I don't know. I could be wrong.
So
AJ's hearing this for the first time. Like, what in the world?
Yo, y'all are talking Chinese to me. I unless it's in a thrift, I probably have never touched it.
They're out of Singapore, so.
Well,
Okay.
you've seen the game phase. You've seen the CETA. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You've been in my house. I have a CETA on my wall.
You've got like 200 on the wall. And I've got ADHD. I don't know.
This is the Exodus 2. I think we can barely see that.
He's really not lying, people. That's the sad part.
Like, I'm surprised the walls don't fall, but you probably have 3D printed the walls so they're indestructible.
AJ, you think that's bad? Hold on. And I can do show this for the rest of the people at the show.
He opened a store.
How bad my thing was.
Dude, he opened it. AJ. He opened a storage room, and we looked in there, and I couldn't see the back wall. It was like floor to ceiling. I was like, what the hell?
My storage lock is like that right now.
Oh, yeah, that was when the avalanche happened.
Yeah. Like, he opened the door, and then stuff just started falling out. I'm like, holy shit. So, pushed it back in, and then the garage, I'm surprised 2 cars could fit in there.
That's my old workshop, as you can barely see it. But I had, like, literally nothing but blasters on the walls, all across the walls, all above the walls, the window, all above the walls, on the top of the area, and I had a bunch of shelving units for blasters too.
You know whose house I would mind stopping by as well. I mean, Norm's is pretty cool. It's got like it does have an aesthetic and like a flow because he's got his lab, he's got his printers, he's got like all the stuff. But like Chip Miles, holy hell! Like he showed me a spreadsheet. It was like, it was over 3,800 blasters. I was like, I didn't know they had that many. He was like, yeah, I collect all of them. Like anyone you could think of.
He actually spreadsheeted everything. I did that too, but I lost count.
Yeah, he has everything in triplicate. He has one new in box, one that he mods, and one that he keeps stock.
Well, 3,800. The 3,800 are the ones that he's counted and organized in his barn, not the ones that are all like filled in his garage.
Yeah,
like he stopped doing it after that, so he's got over 3,800.
Is he in Ohio?
No,
Pennsylvania.
No.
Virginia, West Virginia or Virginia?
I got a friend in that area.
Yeah. He does the Roanoke Star City with David Serene, Star City Foam Flingers.
My friend, who's the Sabre U.S. rep, I think he lives in West Virginia. He's a gov contractor. I'm pretty sure he might know him because he's in that area too, if I remember right.
Strife, real quick. Hey, Strife, what have you been sanding? He says he's been sanding all this since he got home.
He did an integration of like I couldn't tell. It looked like a hammer shot or maybe a Sweet Revenge, and then there was something on the front end. It looked pretty cool.
See, I gotta pick up my old design. So I wanted to do a I gotta go back to designing this thing. It was an afterburner for the freaking Lawbringer.
Okay. I saw Lidl's new stuff. Have you seen Lidl's new thing where it's like you flick it down and the whole barrel goes down and you load it and then flick it right back up and you're ready to go?
The Barnacle?
No, it's something that just came out. Like he just put a video out for it.
Oh.
And then he put out another video like a couple minutes later. It was like, well, I got kind of bored and I really liked how this shot, so now I got something else that has a pump grip. Like you flick it, it's basically a brake action, but it's a one-handed brake action.
I got
like two-shot ultra manual.
Yeah, I think it's two-shot. I think.
Hold on, a hammer action two-shot ultra manual AR.
What?
Yeah.
Sweet Revenge back end. Okay, with
it's got the curved grip.
Vintage. Okay, so you want the ergonomics, all right?
It's got the circle.
Shooter 2.
Okay.
I don't know that one.
That man, yeah.
Trying to think of the
Either way, I got mad respect for anyone does integrations. It's so hard. Best to do it right the first time.
Oh god.
You know, the one coming out that I'm really interested in is I don't think it's a Lidl. It's I don't know who designed it. The Nave. Do you know who made that?
Which one?
The Nave.
The Nave.
The name.
No
It's
clue.
a top prime magazine fed 3D printed blaster. It looks pretty cool.
Don't know about that one.
Me neither.
Can't say I know about that one, honestly. Wish I did.
You will.
I'm sure I will. Sure I will eventually. Actually, I have a. Let's see what we got here. Integrations aren't hard. Just go break your toys.
Yeah, but putting them back together in new ways is the hard part, especially if you get a lot of e-putty. You know what that stuff does to your hands? Cancer.
So it's like a mosaic. It's like one of those mosaics where you break a bunch of glass and then put it all together into another shape.
One of the things I did early on in this hobby was try integration, a basic one that had been done previously, probably a couple of times. And it's taking the Demolisher's underbarrel, cutting it off. I put a Raider / Rampage, which is probably a Raider at that point, because that's what I had laying around, a foregrip on it. Epoxy puttied it all together, put some stuff on it, so it was basically like a Tommy gun style looking thing. But it was at least the front end looked like that. But it was a Demolisher, and I took the pump grip, or the pump grip, but the hand pump and the hand like air piece, what was basically cut off from the Demolisher, stuck that on the revolving cylinder area of a stockade, and painted it all up, both blasters to match each other, blue and white.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting it.
Grenade launcher.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into integrations. This summer, I'm like Josh France, like he doesn't live far from me, so 30-minute trip down to his place where he's actually getting his basement ready for like almost like a Norm mad scientist lab. So I'm supposed to go down.
Right.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go down and help him get it all ready, and then just come on over, 6-pack of beer, even though I don't drink. So,
If I make that move to Columbus, like I'm planning, which is I am planning for work, and to the apartment complex that I'm looking at, getting into. That's a goal for me too. It's one of those multi-level townhouses. The basement's unfinished. It has the washer dryer, but there's a lot of space. It's the size of the townhouse above, so I can easily see my workspace being down there. That's why I chose an apartment complex. I want my workspace back, and God damn it, I want my hobby back.
Yeah, my workspace is the size of a Sterilite box. Like that's literally where I do all of the screwing and the gluing and the putting together, repairing. The size of a Sterilite box. That's what I've been relegated to.
I had gotten lucky at one point enough to, when I was with another ex-friend of mine, the old homeowner I was with, that was my old friend before he backstabbed me. I had a workspace that was probably quarter the size of this room, half the size in terms of general, but it was perfect the way it was laid out. And I had shelving for ammo cans, and I had obviously 2 workbenches from Harbor Freight, a folding table, obviously all that wall space with the metal wall rack and pegboard. It was amazing, and I miss it so much. Plus, another room beyond that room, because it was a weird setup. There's a room next to it that it all went into. That was in the front door. I would also take pictures. I would 3D print. I would also ship my stuff out of there because I had a little ship station I made custom, and then I would also have all my mags, all my extra blasters that weren't fitting into that room, and shelving units. I had it good. I missed that setup, and I want it back.
Yeah, I think Stripes area
ranking things out.
Strife, correct me if I'm wrong, but like your armory is actually in the walls of your house, man. It's like literally in the crawl spaces.
That's
Like,
pretty cool.
like I have shelves at home for like all of the club's loaners and all the stuff that I've collected, but it's all been relegated to here. I had the truck, my truck company just basically take the bed off of there, and I use this as a shelf now.
Do you not sleep in your truck anymore?
No, I sleep. I'm down here.
Oh, you got a bubble bunk, right?
Yep. See.
I see.
Yeah. I just made him take the bed off so that I can use this as a Nerf shelf.
Oh my God.
You go to Goodwill's while you're out in the field?
What's that? Yeah, oh yeah. If I can stop by, if I can park behind the Goodwill or beside it, or if it's like 20 minutes away, I'll disconnect from my truck and then go over there and see what deals they have.
So here's what I do. Being that I have to work for the lottery, and my management team knows this, all the text told me it was fine, so I'm not getting any trouble saying this. If we're not busy and it's nothing going on and we're near from where a call was, or if it's in my area for my zone, like for example where I live and it's not that far away, there's a couple good Goodwills, I can take my work van while I'm on the clock, get paid to go do this, like go to thrift. I get paid to thrift.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, well I do it on my break. Like we have this thing called personal conveyance where we can go get food or whatever it is, a haircut. That's when I usually go. I don't usually do it when we're working, unless it's on my 30-minute break, which we have to take, and I can just park in their parking lot. Then that's my 30-minute break. I'll go in and check a Goodwill or a Target or a Walmart, and that's from like Pennsylvania all the way out to Iowa, all the way down to South Carolina, and then back up to Pennsylvania.
Yep. All right. Well, fellas, I hate to do this, unfortunately. As much as I would love to keep this chat going, guys, it was a great time. Did everyone enjoy this, by the way, really quick?
First time for me ever doing this. I really enjoyed it.
This was like pulling teeth, man. I couldn't stand you guys. No kidding.
Wow.
I love you guys. No, this is awesome.
Here's the thing. I want to be able to do this more often. That way, I don't know. We'll talk. It was pretty easy to use the StreamYard though, right?
Oh yeah,
sure.
It was easy to do this in general.
Perfect. Because I want to actually get this to grow, and I want to do this more often, just to talk about the hobby and everything in general, guys. Because I feel like it gives us a good sense of community. We've been on the live for about 2.5 hours long. There were so many fans ever.
You're gonna have to, Norm. You're gonna have to tell me how you did this, because I think Big Lore was looking for some sort of solution.
So what? Something? For like the
Nerf Smiths Anonymous. Yeah, the Nerf Smiths Anonymous. I think CR and Andy Griff have figured out a good Zoom call situation, but like for like doing like the YouTube thing, I think Big Lore and Dead Man's Phone were looking for a solution to figure it out.
I can show you guys how to do this. That's not a problem. And even oddly enough, for the
I don't want to do it. They do.
No, I can show them how to do this.
Okay.
I'll reach out to Big Lore.
Okay.
Anything's better than Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, but that's the thing, that for the Dads That Loves Foam, the Zoom call, guys, you were able to join this with the link that I sent you, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was just one button. It was just accept cookies. That was it.
How long have we been on the live stream for?
I've
been for 2.5 hours. Have I had to log out and log back in?
No. I was waiting for that to happen.
We can do this with the dad's group also.
But that was me.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I can tell. Awesome.
I don't know. Like, you're gonna have to talk to CR. I think he's good with Zoom since he's familiar with it from work.
Yeah.
So
that's fine. But anyways, so those in the chat, obviously, I'm gonna be trying to do this again. Please reach out to me if you ever actually want to join the panel. Again, it's low pressure. We're just talking about stuff. We're going to chime in on stuff in the hobby. and talk about other blaster designs. For next week, I think that I want to talk about what we can expect for the summertime from X-Shot and speculate whether or not we've seen everything from Dart Zone yet.
Don't
Get
forget
Strife. You got to get Strife on. Yeah, that dude's lickety split with the leaks.
Yep. So, because I think that we're going to see more from Dart Zone. So
I think so.
Just saying. All right, guys. Have a good night, everyone. Talk to y'all later.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, everyone, for watching. Bye.
Thank you.